Hey everyone, I want to give you a couple quick exercises that you can do to warm up before playing pickleball. So, one of the things that we do know is that it's extremely important to warm up before engaging in sport or any type of exercise. A great way to warm up is just basically doing a low or lighter activity, and then you can ramp up the activity. Like for instance, if you were going to go running, you could do walking and work up to a brisk walk for 5 to 10 minutes before you started running. So I'm going to show you today a couple different exercises that are going to help warm up your joints, get your tissues warm before you start to play. So the first one is going to be a thoracic rotation, and your thoracic spine is the space between my hands. It's basically the area of the spine that your ribs attached to, or the mid back area. And this is really important because your mobility here can affect your overhead elevation. So I'm going to show you at the wall. It works best if you have something to kneel on. You're going to go into a half kneeling position where the leg towards the wall is down on something soft to protect the knee. This leg hitting you up. You can help prevent compensations by pushing this knee into something like a yoga block, or even just using this hand to hold it, or a roll-up jacket would work fine too. Otherwise, you can put your hands like this, and then your hand is going to follow this arm back or this hand. And you're going to try to keep your shoulders from rising up. You're going to keep it tucked down. And as you do this, you should feel a stretch in that mid back area. So I would do this five reps, holding for about 10 seconds. And then you're going to switch and do the opposite side. A heel raise is an excellent choice to warm up the ankles and really get the calf muscles working. So for this exercise, you can stand straight. You're going to keep your knees extended, and you're going to raise up onto the balls of your feet, slow and controlled. One of the common compensations I see with this is that people will let their ankles roll out, sometimes fall into. I always explain it like you want your ankles moving like hinge, just up and down, slow and controlled. The other thing is that your movement should be mostly vertical, moving like an elevator, not an escalator, is another one of my analogies. So sometimes people will lean on things and go forward, which is a compensation. You really want to move up and down. So trying 10 to 20 of those. This next exercise is a great way to work the back of the shoulder or some of the rotator cuff muscles. You need a light resistance band for this. What you're going to do is start in this position where your elbows are going to stay bent at 90, and then you're going to raise it up to about 90 degrees of shoulder flexion, elbows pointed forward, and then slowly back down. So we're looking for a proud chest. Don't let those shoulders cave forward. Keep tension on the band. And then the other thing we're looking for is that your forearms remain parallel. Another thing that I'll see is that people's elbows want to wing out, and then we're not really working the muscle that we want to. So quick recap: proud chest, elbows are going to stay bent at 90 the whole movement, slowly up to 90 degrees and back down. And then my forearms are going to stay parallel. This really is going to get that rotator cuff burning in through here. It's a great way to work the rotator cuff and shoulder complex, and a great warm-up prior to any type of overhead activity. I'm going to show you guys how to do a good morning. So this is a great way to work the lower back, the posterior hips or glutes, as well as your hamstring or back thigh. This is performed with the knees relatively straight, not locked out, but just very soft. And then you want to keep your trunk flat, and you're going to send your hips back. So if you have really tight hamstrings or glutes, this could limit your motion. We'll just move down, slow and control. You could add back band resistance by stepping onto a band and holding it, or holding something like a weight or a bag at your chest. So try 10 to 20 of those. Let me know what you think. I'm going to show you guys a wall press using the wall for some support. This is a great exercise to improve your overhead mobility, like shoulder flexion, and really help you get your shoulders warmed up if you're doing overhead lifting and overhead sports such as tennis or pickleball, and really just get some warmth to those shoulders. So for this, you can stand at the wall. To make it more difficult, you could sit crisscross on the floor, which is going to have more tension on your limbs, which is going to challenge your mobility even further. But to start today, we're going to just lean up against the wall. We're going to put our thumbs against the wall. And then we're going to raise up overhead, holding there. Here, I'm really trying to focus to make sure that all that motion is coming from my shoulder, rather than just my low back extending to help me get further. So keep your ribs tucked so that your spine is neutral, so that everything is coming from your shoulder joint rather than compensations of the back. So back up against the wall, thumbs on the wall if you can. Not everyone will be able to do that depending on your mobility. And then you're raising up overhead, holding a couple seconds, and then slowly back down. I would try 10 of those with a 5 to 10 second hold up top, looking for a myelin stretch if this is more of a mobility thing for you. And then just build it in before your overhead activity. Give that one a go. So I taught you guys a couple different ways that you can warm up your whole body prior to exercise. Give those a go. Like I said, you really want to focus on doing at least 5 to 10 minutes of a warm up. Your muscles and joints should be warm. Even if you're working up a sweat, that's going to be a good sign prior to starting in any type of sport. And really, it does just reduce your risk of injury because your body's primed and ready to do that activity. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Give those a go.